Well, here it is, a 2019 Tesla Model 3 Performance Stealth. It now has over 108,000 kilometres on it. It's 3 years old and it's been driven all over Australia, from the deserts to the snow, everywhere. So what I want to do in this video is just go over everything from the front to the back and the interior and show exactly how it's held up over 100,000 kilometres. So firstly, what exactly is this model? This is a model you can't buy anymore. It is what you call what is most commonly called a Performance Model 3 Stealth, or a P3 minus. Because when this car was available to order, which was I think September in 2019 or July, I can't remember exactly, but we took delivery in September anyway. You can only order the SR Plus, which can be fog light standard, believe it or not. This model, which was the Performance without Performance kit, or the full Performance Model 3. So that makes this the actual true unicorn of the Model 3s, except maybe the SR Plus with the standard fog lights, which can only be ordered for pretty much a period of like 2 or 3 weeks before the orders changed. So what makes this a Performance Stealth? First up, we have standard fog lights. It has 18-inch wheels with Aero covers, which I don't have on at the moment, and we'll get to that in a minute. But around the back here, obviously, there's the red underline. So, what makes this Performance Stealth? Well, it gets track mode. It gets a 0 to 100 in about 3.3 seconds. And that's about it. The full Performance obviously gets the bigger rims, I think the 20-inch rims. It also gets a carbon fibre spoiler on the back. It also gets red brakes, and I think lowered suspension as well. This looks like an SR Plus. Like I said earlier, the only giveaway is the fog lights and the badge. Other than that, there's no way you can tell this is a Performance Tesla until you drive it. 0 to 100 3.3, it has track mode and all that sort of stuff like that. So this, Performance Stealth. You can tell it's an early model too, it's got the chrome. So where were we? 100,000 kilometres. A few caveats as well. This car is covered in the PPF film, which it's had since new. So if you've seen any marks on the paint or funny join lines, that's what it is. But firstly, let's address this stupid elephant in the room that no one really cares about. The panel gaps. Well, okay, there is some. To be honest, I don't care about them. Every car I've owned has had panel gaps, it's not new. Go look at a McLaren or Ferrari and see how many panel gaps those things have got. But yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, misaligned panel there. It's like, see, it's almost rubbing on the panel work there. Obviously you get this step there. Apart from that, nothing out of the ordinary that way. All the gaps here are pretty good, pretty happy with it. Considering it's an American Fremont car, there's that which you notice in the mirror, whatever. And that step there in the doors too, whatever. Apart from that, it's been pretty good. So let's go over the thing from the front to the back. It's got a PPF film, but after 100,000 kilometres of Australian outback roads, and trust me, it's been in the outback, and we haven't been easy with it, it's holding up pretty good. No massive stone chips at all. Again, PPF film. So there is a few stone chips on the bonnet though in the PPF, which would have gone through the paint if it wasn't for that. There's that little stone chip right there, which is right in the gap between the PPF film. Of course, across the bottom of the sills there, you're going to get marks. We ordered some mud flaps to stop the damage under here, because I hate washing tar stains off the paint. Anyway, it's PPF covered, so all those marks there are all on the PPF. There's a gouge in the back there in the PPF film, but lucky that's not in the paint. We'll start at the front. You can tell it's an early model as well, because it's got the baggage clips. These are very handy. And you put your shopping and stuff in the front there, not a problem. But how's it hold up overall? Ignore that. Carpet mat standard. It's got a bit of wear marks in here, which is to be expected. It is a baggage area, so it's just plastic. A few rub marks on here. Now don't forget, we have just come back from a 10,000 kilometre trip across the outback, and this was packed. The whole car was packed, so there's plenty of rub marks and stuff that most people might not get. But like I said, you take this camping, we've been everywhere with it. And you do get rub marks of wear. You get that any car, so it's not just a Tesla thing. That's when I was cleaning on the ground, not actually leaking in the car. Not too bad up here, a bit dirty up there, just got to wash it better. Tesla tab, windscreen bottle for when you're doing your servicing. But other than that, it's held up really well. Haven't had a problem with the trunk at all, it's never leaked. So apart from the rub marks, it's still good. Gas struts are good. Now the bonnet. I'm not sure if you can see them here. There's a few little chips in the PPF film here, and here, and here. They're in the film. They look bad, you can see them. You can't wash them out because there's dust that sits inside the little divot in the film. But yeah, it's not the paintwork, so that's good. Happy with that. Tyres. If you've seen my previous videos, these are its third set of tyres, believe it or not. The first set lasted 38,000 kilometres, which were the Michelin Sport Pilot 4s, I think they were. They lasted 38,000 Ks. Then I went to these Bridgestone Potenzas Aero 003s, a lot quieter, not the overall noise, but when you put your foot down, you do launches and things like that, they just don't squeal as much, and the ABS doesn't activate as much when somebody cuts you off or you're hard braking. So I think these get better grip. You do get less efficiency because these are 1 centimetre wider than the factory tyres. They're 2.45s, where the originals were 2.35s. But overall, the next set I got 41,000 kilometres out of them. These set are now probably half old. They're probably about 20,000 Ks old, and they've just come back from a 10,000 kilometre trip across the outback to Perth, back to Sydney. So they're holding up pretty good. Not to mention probably a couple of thousand kilometres of dirt roads too. They've held up pretty good. Now, the boot. Again, nothing out of the ordinary on the back there. In the back here, when it's not packed up to the rafters going shopping, have me a Type 2 to Type 2 extension cord for non-tethered chargers, and the charger bag here. That normally lives underneath in here. Under here I have a tyre jack, air pump, gloves and high-vis vest and stuff like that, wheel changing tools, and basically the tyre repair kit. So, how's the boot held up? Pretty good, except we have done this mod here. We put a found some 12-volt power underneath the dashboard and put a 12-volt socket in the back there for things like the car fridge and whatever else you might want to store in the back here that runs off 12-volt power. That's the only mod we've done. That wire runs under here, up under the trim, under the seats, up to the dashboard where we found permanent 12-volt power. And also, I have that little thing as well. I rarely use this, but yeah. Of course, everybody knows about that. To be honest, I don't care, I don't see it. Unless you're down here on your hands and knees like I am now, you're never going to see it. Not a problem. As for wear and tear, how's it looking? Looking pretty good. A bit of dust from the big trip we've had. And of course, this plastic trim. Bits of wear, a few gouges here. As some people at Bunnings sticking bits of plastic in there and not being careful. But yeah, you can replace this pretty easy. You can gouge out of there. Oh, seals. Seals have been good. Now, if you've seen the other previous videos, you'll notice that there was a lot of dust in this area, or up here. So a big trip to the outback. But none of the dust got into the cab as it's outside the seal. Even though it looks ugly and it piles up in here and looks like you've got tons of dust under the boot, and everybody would tell you that your boot seals are leaking, there's dust everywhere. It's not actually inside the seals. Look up here inside the seals. Yes, that's a PPF film, expect that. There's the edge of the PPF film, as you can see there. Slight colour change because the PPF is now like 100,000 Ks old. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. None of this is worn out, nothing's loose, no damage other than the red dirt, which you get everywhere. Up here as well, we've got the usual scratches and bumps and things rubbing on it, especially when the car's been packed. But yeah, if you're really worried about it, you can always replace that cheap apart from a wrecking yard. But overall, boot's been pretty good. No powered boot with this, you've got your two handles, and you've got to pull it down. Servicing, what have we done servicing wise? 100,000 kilometres. It has had to go to service once because the front upper control arms in here squeaked. Started squeaking after a couple of Ks on dirt road. It was because the car's so silent, being electric, you can hear every noise, and you heard the squeaking. And apparently it was a recall issue on earlier models, where the dust boot on the upper control arm bushes wasn't fitted. Ours was one of them. So the car still handled great. It didn't move. It wasn't out of alignment or anything like that. It just made noise over speed humps and stuff. You just like hear this high-pitched squeaking noise. So yes, Tesla replaced both upper front control arms for $600 out of warranty. I was going to get the tools and do it myself because I wasn't sure how much it's going to cost. But $600, just get Tesla to do it. They'd replace both sides of the front upper control arms. So yeah, remember this car's out of warranty now, 100,000 kilometres. The battery and motors are still under warranty, body is not. But yeah, that's been the only issue we've ever had. Apart from that, that's it. That's all it's been in service for. Oh, and cabin dust filter too. They are a pain in the butt to change because they're in a little bit of a tricky spot. Okay, let's have a look and see how the interior's held up over 100,000 kilometres. Okay, door-wise, a bit of like a wear mark from your armrests on it, but other than that, water bottles do rub inside here, bit of rub marks in there. Door seal was held up okay. Not too much dust got in on the big trip in the outback. As you can see, everything's still brown because they haven't finished washing it properly. But yeah, but it's not too bad. It came pretty good. Cameras and everything else is nice. Doors have always been open and closing fine. Windows are fine. Not a problem there. So what we've done here, we've modified the front of this. The charging pads are very slow. They wouldn't actually charge the phones. They just luckily maintain charge if that. So yeah, we've made our own, which is a laser cut piece of acrylic stuck in here with these two quad locks. These are magnetic and they do charge your phone. So we've got the quad lock on the back of the phones here and they just clip on and it's magnetic, so it goes nowhere and it starts charging straight away. both sides. They're powered off the USB socket in the back because the USB socket under here just doesn't provide enough oomph to sort of charge two phones at once. So powered off the one in the back. Apart from that, this is PPF covered in the same film that's on the external part of the car. Paint protection film, just get rid of all the hands, stop the scratches. Comes up pretty good still. The screen has had a glass protecting sheet on it since the day it was new, since we bought it. And as you can see, it's still, you can't even tell it's there. I don't even know. It just disappeared once it goes on. It's amazing. But yeah, no issues with this at all. Usual cleaning, fingerprints, that sort of stuff. Not a problem at all. Interior wise up here though, see that there? That was a mosquito. Mosquito was biting me and he started flying around the car. And I went up there to splat, and of course I hit him on the, get him out of the car. I missed, batted him against there, and that's a blood stain. Unfortunately, once it's into that sort of cloth, it doesn't come out. Okay, sunroof, we do have the shades installed, which do make a difference because this roof, it doesn't let the heat through. You don't feel it baking on your head, but you feel it getting hot. It's like a hot plate up there when it's in really hot summers. Especially the summers where we had when it was like 49 degrees. That got really, really hot. And you can sort of feel the heat radiating from the glass and not actually getting onto you, like burning you directly. Even so, these sunshades make a big difference. They just clip in like that. Not only that, they make the window look like it's been tinted as well. So, very happy with those sunshades. They're genuine Tesla as well. In winter, we normally take them off because you don't need them. As you can see, the usual scratches and nicks you get from the interior of a car. Dashboard. Remember, we did just finish taking this on a 10,000 kilometre road trip across the country, so it's still got marks and things in it from where stuff was packed. Seats are holding up pretty good. Haven't had any issue with headrest. Then again, we don't use a lot of hair products and stuff like that, which are full of solvents and things. Seats themselves are holding up like good old-fashioned vegan leather seats should, I guess. But overall, pretty happy with the quality. We have been to the beach in this and obviously wearing sunscreen and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're holding up all right. Center console, holding up pretty good. It's just like, as you'd expect for a car that's 100,000 kilometres old in 3 years. In the back seat, yes, even though we don't have back seat passengers regularly, the back of the seats are showing signs of wear, but that's all from packing stuff in the car when we're renovating the house or when we're going away camping with water jugs, fridges, and all that sort of stuff in the back here. We're rubbing on the back of the seats. But other than that, door seals are doing well. Not many nicks on here because people don't get in and out of the door very often. The doors are holding up quite well. If we do a bit more of a wash, everything still closes fine. The only problem I found with this car that sort of really annoyed me is the Aero covers. Now, I know that's supposed to save range and that sort of thing. There is one good reason why I've taken Aero covers off and we'll never put them back on, unless I'm going for a 10,000 kilometre road trip across the country. And that's because of this. Not the gutter ash, but see this? Inside the edge. There. Hold on here. Those are quite deep. You can actually feel them. Like there's one right here. Bit of a deep wear mark in there as well. Those are from the Aero covers. After 100,000 kilometres, we took them off and discovered that. So that's a bit annoying. I'm not sure if you can see it better on the back wheel here. Yeah, but you can see the wear mark where it's gone through the paint. And there's a mark there. There's a few marks up here as well. You can see them there. There. Some there. Not much. Yes. Those Aero covers will damage your wheels after a long distance. So if you're planning on keeping your car for a long time and you're concerned about those rims, have a look under the Aero covers and see if there's any damage being done and make a decision based on that. As you can see, I've bought the aftermarket center caps from the USA. You can't buy those ones in Australia Tesla store. I don't know why. I never was a fan of just that center one that covered the wheel nuts up. But yeah, I like that one better. So yes, those Aero covers will do some damage to your rims after 100,000 kilometres of travelling on Australia's roads. So that's it, 100,000 kilometres on a Tesla Model 3 on Australia's roads. It's holding up pretty well considering the abuse we put it through. Camping trips, skiing trips, driving pretty much across Australia and back, outback roads, dirt roads, the whole lot. So yeah, if you've got any comments or if you want me to go look at something for you and show you, let you know how it's worn or how it looks, then write it in the comments below and I'll go and have a look and I'll get back to you. So yeah, if you got this far, once again, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, really appreciate it. And enjoy your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.